So yeah, my name is Greg Salt, and I'm the VP of Operations. So I look after manufacturing, customer service, shipping, all those aspects of the company. And in terms of what that means is I'm down on the floor a lot, watching what we're doing in manufacturing, working towards improving efficiency, the way the product is built, the quality, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of people that work here love audio, myself included.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny, you know, when you go to hire someone, they come from a company that was making door hinges or that kind of stuff. When they come here, it's like, wow, this stuff is neat. And you know, a lot of people that join here then take some speakers home, and then they start, you know, realizing, wow, I've never realized audio can be so rewarding.
Yeah.
And right from R&D, right through production people on the floor, you know, we have that passion that, you know, to get better audio. So, I mean, I'm not sure I've answered the question the way you'd like, but...
Well, they love audio, but there's got to be more than that. I mean, what's the goal of Paradigm as a whole company, and why does it Paradigm think it earns a place in the market? What makes it different?
Well, I think in terms of audio, you know, again, this is opinion.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of companies that are out there, or most companies, aren't actually, the audio is not the driving force of the product.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we bring in products, a lot of products, and look at them. And in our testing, you know, we're disappointed at the sound quality of a lot of the top end product that you would expect to be a good sounding product. So, I mean, it's almost like they've lost their focus. Their objective is not the same as everyone's objective was, let's say 15 years ago, where audio was number one and you did whatever was necessary to build the best sounding product. You know, the Play-Fi.
Yeah.
I think that's one area where we're not leading in terms of being the first out with Play-Fi, but that particular architecture is pretty stable now.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to come up with that product.
Yeah, because it's one of the things I noticed. I mean, Paradigm as a speaker company is quite traditional in the lineups, and Anthem is really an AV product. Also quite traditional in terms of first we build a good amp, and then we add features.
Right.
And one of the USPs, I think, is the whole room correction system.
Right, Mark. Yes.
Logan, you know, it's electrostatic speakers, and then comes Play-Fi. It's quite different.
It's very different. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's different in terms of how it's used, but I mean, it's also a lossless technology. So you get the hi-fi. So it's kind of it's kind of what you would expect from a company like ours, where audio is number one. So Play-Fi supports that, whereas some of those other standards do not. But yeah, it's wireless radio, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's what we call new media.
Right. Yes. But that's where a lot of the growth is. You know, if you look at some of the other companies, there's a lot of growth in that. Yeah, it's a huge market, and yeah, for us to miss out on that would be a big problem.
Yeah, I think so. But how did you plan that? Did you start years ago with research and?
Well, I mean, it started off with you know, DTS coming in here about a year and a half ago, I guess.
Yeah.
With you know, explaining what their platform was about, and we bought into it right away. We thought it was a fantastic idea.
Mm-hmm.
And what was a little bit different about that product was we developed the electronics and the audio in North America.
Yeah.
So a lot of products don't start off that way necessarily. You might, you know, re-engineer a product that a company already has, but this was a ground-up design by us. So which was you know, for a high technology item like that, that's probably the way you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe not everyone would do it that way, but we have, like I say, electronics and audio designers, so we were able to do both sides of it. And then we just had basically our design manufactured for us by a company in China. So
the complete design is made here.
Design is entirely designed here.
Yeah. So all the PCBs and everything.
Right down to the way the antenna is positioned in the unit.
And the software?
Software was done here as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, the hardware or the electronics and the software is done in Ottawa. Yeah. We have a location there, and the speaker design is we call it Park. Yeah. and the audio design is done here. We've also integrated Play-Fi into our most recent line of MRX and AVM receivers that have just come out.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have some Play-Fi product coming out for Martin Logan.
Yeah.
And we're also working on another one smaller project for Paradigm for Play-Fi as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to evaluate. So, I mean, we have a number of products that allow you to use any speaker.
Yeah.
So we have the 100 watt per channel Play-Fi unit, and then we have one that will use your own receiver.
Yeah.
So
to connect.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean that'll give us a fairly wide market, because you can use it with your current speakers. You can use it with your current speakers and your current amplifier, or buy a unit with the drivers in it. When you look at the landscape, who has factories in the audio business? Very few, and that gives us a lot of control over what it is we're doing.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're seeing, actually, is surprising, is, you know, it used to be that pretty much everything you could build it cheaper in China. Well, you can't anymore. There's like, for example, for Prestige, the grills, we make them here and they cost us less. And it's partially because we're doing it more intelligently. We're building them differently than they would build them in China. Yeah. But also the labor rates and those other things in China, they're going up.
They're going up, yeah.
So that gives us a bit of flexibility where we can then decide, okay, does it really make sense to build this here or in China? Yeah. And plus, you know, for lower volume speakers, the higher end speakers, you know, you want to make them here. You want to have good control over what it is that you're shipping and how it's performing. And you always lose a bit of that control when you have something built in China.
Yeah. Is that going to be a big deal for Paradigm? The new, I mean, it was the concept for 4F at high-end München. Yes. I've heard it. It's just mind-blowingly good. And we saw some cabinets, of course, prototypes already in the factory. But is it going to be a huge deal for Paradigm?
Well, I think it's important for us as a product because we've never been in this area before in terms of
really high end.
It's a really high end, and you know, traditionally Paradigm, no one has looked to Paradigm for this kind of a product. No. Now we're quite capable of doing it, so there's no question there.
We noticed.
But the question is, will people take us seriously and you know, buy into it?
Did you have any feedback from the high-end München show?
It was all very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and I mean, in our own internal testing, we're quite happy with the way this thing performs. It's really, it's actually doing better than what our original expectations were. So I mean, the product works well, and I think you know, in terms of the technology, it's. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at those drivers. They're going to be a problem to manufacture for sure. Yeah. And we haven't done a lot of work on that yet, but we have some time. But yeah, I mean, the technology that's in that speaker is, you know, very high end. Yeah. So it's not just that it's just an expensive speaker. It's an expensive speaker that's got a lot of stuff in it. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at, you know, if you go in the past, we were talking about receivers, and you know, if you think about the Anthem preprocessors, you know, they were expensive, but they had good value still. In other words, if you looked at what was in them, we were giving good value even though it was a very expensive product. And I think the same is going to go with Ultra. Yes, it's a very expensive product, but when you look at what's built into it, there's a lot there.
And how do you see Paradigm in the next 10 years? What would you wish?
Well, I think that outside of Canada, we're looking for a lot more growth. Yeah. So
in Europe and Asia.
Yes. Well, you know, our presence outside of North america is fairly weak. So. Yeah. So, and the markets are fairly large, and we're getting more success with Prestige in some of those markets. Yeah.
Mostly because of white. The white.
Well, the white is yeah. I mean that helps, but it's a popular color outside of North America. Yeah. But also, I think the design is a lot more international in flavor. Yeah. You know, so you know, in terms of growing the company, we really need to grow this company, and international is the way to do it. China, for example, we're doing a lot better in China over the last year, and there's a lot more growth opportunity, even though perhaps the market is not as good as it perhaps was. I mean, in terms of you know, China is China doing as well? No, but there's still a huge market for audio in there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. And
it's a pleasure, and very nice meeting you too.
Okay. Thank you.